Yo, what up, fam? It's Phantom. Welcome back to another Pokemon Planet video. In this Pokemon Planet video, we are going to be discussing the response that I've had from my last video on Pokemon Planet being pay to win. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you go in the top right, click the link right now to watch that video so this video will make a little bit more sense to you. And then come back here and let me know what you guys think after you've watched this video as well in the comments. And if you guys like this video, obviously make sure you hit the like button. But I want to just hit a few things. This isn't scripted like my last one. This is just kind of going over my thoughts and going over a few talking points that people have brought up. And I want to really hit all of these things real quick so you guys understand where I'm coming from and understand my arguments, and so I can flesh them out a little easier and just kind of a more discussion-based format and not necessarily a very structured and scripted video. What I first wanted to talk about was what I didn't do. What I didn't do at the very beginning of the video that I should have done was define what I meant by winning or by power. I talk in the video about how Pokemon equals power, therefore winning. I didn't mean that to mean Pokemon by paying money, you're going to beat everybody in PvP and be the best player ever. That's not what I meant by pay to win. What I mean by pay to win is if you're paying money to get an advantage in game. I keep it very simple. I'm paying money, I get an advantage in game. That's kind of why I went over the other Pokemon or the other MMOs out there like WoW and RuneScape, where you can also pay money to get it further in the game. But I talked about why that's not as impactful. And if you want to go over, understand that argument a little better, I just discussed that in the last video. So I'm not going to really go over it here. The reason why it's so detrimental in this game and why it's more pay to win than those games is because this game revolves around its in-game economy so much that it's very, very easy to get ahead in regards to progress on your account if you pay for it as opposed to grinding for it. That is what I mean by pay to win. I do not mean that on an equal level with equal Pokemon, by paying for it, you will beat somebody else. PvP at the end game comes down to skill often. It won't come down to the best Pokemon, at least in theory. So yes, you can't like buy a 30-second IV like I saw someone say. Yes, you can't do that. So by that definition of pay to win, if you think pay to win means PvP, you can still win. No, it's not pay to win. But I still think it's pay to win by the definition I would use, in the fact that you get yourself an advantage by buying things in game with real game money. I don't like that, and I wish that wasn't a part of the game. So we'll just hit that real quick. Let's go over all the points that people brought up. First, I want to hit some few words that were used in the video that I feel were unfair. And also I feel there's a better word that may have been used that maybe you guys were thinking more so. First, the word unprofessional and misinformation. The person that used, there's more than one person that used the word unprofessional, but one of the people that used it actually messaged me in game yesterday and apologized for it and said they deleted their comment, which wasn't necessary at all. I wasn't offended by it. It would take a lot for me to get offended by a comment, I promise. You guys probably won't offend me. You guys are welcome to use the comment section to give constructive criticism. And the person that used the word unprofessional that messaged me and apologized for it actually had a really constructive comment and really gave a lot of good talking points that I'm actually going over in this video. So I don't feel bad for spending time on a comment and really talking about that. They mentioned the word unprofessional was unnecessary and that they were just kind of responding in the heat of the moment, which I understood. When I read it, I was like, I think they're just a little upset, and I think they're just kind of going in and using some strong language that I don't necessarily think they mean, and then they did apologize for it. But anyone that does think the video was unprofessional, I don't know where that comes from. Essentially, the game I play, I had an opinion on. I did a video and wrote it out and scripted it about all of the things that I felt were that go alongside that opinion of mine, and I defended those points in a constructive manner. It would have been unprofessional if I had told Brody that he was a terrible person, or attacked him directly, or attacked any person in game or anything like that, or anyone that plays it, enjoys it, or spends money in the game, and I attacked them. That would have been unprofessional, but I didn't do any of those things. I kept it professional. I just defended the points that I had. The other word, misinformation, I think I don't understand where this is coming from. Again, I gave my opinion on the matter, and I just brought up different scenarios and different things in the game. I researched everything that I went over. I don't think there's any misinformation in the video at all. I don't think I lied or spread any misinformation. I don't know where that word comes from, but I did see it used by multiple people, and I don't really understand. I would love to get like a specific point in that video where you guys think that it was false. The only part that got brought up was maybe the philanthropist point part, where I talked about giving money to the altars and how much it would cost, and went into some calculations there. I just went into calculations there because it was easiest to go over. I still think that's probably one of the more efficient ways to buy it in game. People brought up the idea that you could spend cost efficiently wise. You could buy world blessings, which are run for about 50,000 on the auction house, and you could use those to get 500 philanthropist points at a time. The reason why I didn't put that in the video was because it would still take a long time, even if you do that, to get a Jirachi or even to get really anything in the philanthropist point shop, because you only get 500 points at a time, and you can only do that once per hour, and you have to also be one of the 5 or 10, I guess, with drop rate blessings. You have to be one of the 10 people to even be able to do that. So you have to be able to spam click that and be able to get that on time. So you have to be on time every hour and be right on top of it. And it's a little unrealistic to think that someone would be able to do that for long periods of time. Obviously, people do it. People grind that way. But I just didn't feel like it was necessary to put that in the video because it would still be terribly inefficient compared to someone, again, that just bought it. So my point still stands. If you spend money in the game, you can get philanthropist points so much faster than you can if you were to just wait on world blessings and get 500 points per hour if you're even in time on that. So maybe that's what they mean by misinformation, but if there's any other point in the video you feel like there's misinformation, please point it to me and I'd be glad to defend it or concede that there is misinformation, and maybe I'll change that. But I really don't understand where that's coming from. I think some of these words that people are using, there may be a better word for it. And I think the word that I think you should be looking toward is irresponsible. I don't think I was irresponsible, but let me go over why I would understand why someone would use this argument that it was irresponsible of me to make this video. I could see someone, and it seemed like this is what the argument was revolving around, that I'm going to push new players away because I'm telling them the game is pay to win, and then they're leaving the game and it's making the player base dwindle, so it's irresponsible for me and I'm trying to kill the game, or if whatever exaggeration you want to give. I don't know if they exaggerate that much, but essentially it comes down to I'm pushing new people away. If that's the case, then that's the case. You know, that's not my responsibility, though. My responsibility is not to make this game seem like all roses and rainbows and it's the best thing ever and nothing's ever beat it and nothing's ever better and there's no better way to do it. That's not my job. My job is to make a good YouTube video that you guys want to watch. It's not my responsibility to keep players around. It's not my responsibility to bring new players to this game. That's Brody's and whoever works with him's responsibility to do that, not mine. So I think that the words would still be unapplicable, but I could understand the argument more so if that was the word you guys wanted to use instead of unprofessional and misinformation. Also, I want to make sure I do recognize that I probably have more of a voice than most people in this game. Most people, when you're joining the game, your only voice is basically in general chat, where my voice has shown, if you search Pokemon Planet, I'm not trying to brag, I'm just trying to make a point, but if you search Pokemon Planet, my video of the Pokemon MMO review, that one's #1, and the pay to win video was like #5. So I recognize that I have more of a voice and that my voice could maybe be misinterpreted to understand that, oh, I shouldn't play this game then, even though in the title I put that you should still play this game. But I understand that how it could be misconstrued, or how that could be seen as, oh, I don't want to play this game because it's pay to win. That's on that person watching that video. That's not on me. But it's also still not my responsibility to talk about this game in a positive manner at all times. I am going to be talking about the game that I love in critical ways if I want it to change. And if this hopefully sparks some change, that'd be awesome. I don't expect it to. I definitely don't think I have that much of a voice. But if there were changes that made this game less pay to win in my eyes, I would love it, and I hope that happens. And then one more word I'm going to hit on that you got used a lot was ranting. People say I ranted. The video was literally scripted from start till about 2 minutes done, 2 minutes out, and the last 2 minutes that weren't scripted, ironically, were actually the most ranty, quote unquote, parts of the video. And that's where I'm talking about how much I love the game. So I just find that really funny that people have been using the word ranting. It was far from that, in my opinion. I think that it was a thoughtful video. I put a decent amount of research into it. I scripted, like I said, almost the entire thing. I just brought up a lot of points and then defended those points. I wanted to be thorough. There's probably a fine line between a thorough video and a ranting video, and maybe people thought it was more ranty than thorough. I think people are using that word because they want to use almost a negative term because they didn't like what I had to say. Their opinion clashed with mine, so they use the word ranting. I don't think it was a rant video. If you think it was, so be it. But just because I don't agree with your opinion, or just because you don't agree with my opinion, doesn't mean that it wasn't thorough and that it was ranting. So I just wanted to hit that point real quick, but that is an opinion, to each their own, I guess. Another thing that got brought up was being lucky or grinding. You're being rewarded for being lucky or grinding. That gets brought up a lot, and I guess I didn't really hit this enough then in the video. That was the whole point of the video. Yes, you can grind for everything in this game, but you can also pay money and get it significantly faster. I don't need to grind ever if I want to spend money in the game. The only thing I can't grind for is being better at PvP. Or I'm sorry, spend money for. I can't spend money to be better at PvP, but I can certainly spend money to get to the end game to where I can PvP way, way faster than somebody who couldn't. I don't like that. So I just don't understand why people keep bringing up the idea that you can grind. Yes, you can grind for everything in game, but at the end of the day, I can spend money and get that way faster than you. So it's just interesting. Not that I do spend money in the game, but I don't necessarily do it to pay to win or anything like that. But even if I did, I could get there faster than you could by grinding, significantly so. Another thing that was brought up and people keep defending, which I truly don't understand. I went over this in the video, and I don't really want to hit this too much, but gold membership, I will hit it pretty quickly. Gold membership is very significant in helping someone who has it than someone who doesn't. We went over and did some calculations on how quicker it would be to get a legendary Pokemon. That didn't even hit on all the Pokédollars you get more, the drop rate you get more, the better Pokemon you get with ERs and rares and very rares. I mean, it is a significant difference than if you have gold membership. Yes, you can grind for that gold membership, but for someone who never does that, I never buy my gold membership in game. I just buy it for credits. I never have to get rid of 800,000 Pokédollars a month. I get to keep that, and I get to use that for what I want to use it for. So I've been playing since April, so that's 7 months. What am I saving? What's 7 times 8? 56. That's 5.6 million that I have saved that someone who couldn't do that and had to pay for everything in game with in-game credits doesn't have now. So I have 5 million Pokédollars that you don't have now. I am literally paying to get further in the game and have more money in the game than you are if you couldn't spend money. I don't like that. That's what I was talking about with gold membership. I don't want to hit on it too much. It's obviously significant. I think it should be abolished and everyone should have the boosted rate. I really don't like gold membership. I would think this game is significantly less pay to win if that one thing went away. And then the last idea I'm going to bring up that people talked about was this idea that the big spenders in the game, or even anyone who spends money in the game, doesn't do it in the way that I was talking about, where they spend money in the game to get Pokemon to get to end game or what have you. If that's not the case, that's fine, but it's still possible. But I still think that happens. People bring up like, oh, all these sponsors in game, they only spend money on things they enjoy. Yes, I'm sure a lot of the sponsors spend money, and a lot of anyone that spends money in this game, I'm sure they do it to do things that they enjoy, but that doesn't then make it to where they're not making more money in the game. Like I said, I pay for all my membership, have since April. So I saved 5.6 mil. So I'm easily ahead than someone who didn't do that. But even just my small scale shows you that. But even at the higher end, you don't know everybody in game, and you don't know how they spend money in the game. There are almost certainly people that spend money in this game to get further ahead. To say that doesn't happen is probably false, but I couldn't tell you that either because I don't know that for sure. But the ways in which the systems are put up, it makes it significantly easier and significantly quicker to do that. So I imagine it's getting abused pretty hard by at least one person in the game. So I don't understand this idea that like, oh, people don't do that, because I think that's just false. But even if it isn't, I don't know that for sure, and you certainly don't know that because you don't know everybody in the game. So I don't know. I don't like this idea. I also was talking about it with a friend when we're talking about mounts. There are people in this game, like for the event mounts, there's a 1 in 20 chance for an event mount to get a shiny. There are people, when the events come around, they'll buy mounts until they get a shiny mount. Let's say they buy 20 mounts and they get it on their 20th. On average, it'd be that every 20 would be it. But let's just say on their 20th one, they got it. What do you think they do with those other 19 mounts? Do you think they just give them away? I'm sure some of them do, but I'm sure a lot of them don't, and just throw it on the marketplace and then get all that money, and then they can spend it on whatever they want. It happens. And it happens a good amount. Just go to the Philanthropist Points top scores and see how many Philanthropist Points people have. Like, go to the high scores tables. It's mind-blowing. I mean, there are so many Philanthropist Points in game, it's literally impossible to have gotten those just from world blessings and things like that. People get ahead like that, and people spend an exorbitant amount of money in this game, even at the high end. So the idea that these people aren't then gaining partial winning status, by my definition of it, is just not true. So I wanted to hit that real quick. But with that, that's really the end of the video. I don't want to keep going too much into this. I don't want to make this more of a ranting video. I just wanted to respond to a few points that people had and go over a few things. I hope this made sense. I hope this cleared up a few arguments that I had, and then I hope that you guys will continue to have conversations with me in the comments. Feel free to comment down below if you still disagree with any of these points. Feel free to hit them at all. I always appreciate constructive criticism, and you guys did an awesome job in the last video. Seriously, the comments blew me away. I was fully expected to get flamed so hard, and you guys were awesome. Like, you guys were all very constructive. There were a few people, few low lives that did flame me, but that's fine. I'm able to take that. It adds to the YouTube algorithm if they comment down below. But I do enjoy sparking conversation, and I do enjoy a good debate. So if you guys want to talk about it, please feel free. Go in the comments, let me know. Also, check out the Discord if you want to talk about it on Discord. Hit me up on Discord. The link is in the description. Also, hit me up on my Twitch channel. I'm live every Wednesday and Sunday. Hit me up there. I'd love to have a discussion about it while live. We maybe even join in the call and get it going live in a call. That'd be really, really fun. And I always love talking to people about the different discussion points. But I just want to lay these out real quick for you guys and let you guys know how I feel. I won't be doing another video like this, at least not anytime soon. I think I have kind of started to beat a dead horse. I don't want to keep making the same arguments over and over again. I just wanted to hit these real quick. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more content. I will see you guys in the next one.